Hey there, this is Vicky Arsenault, and you're listening to another episode of Facing Your Fears. Hey guys, so do you feel like you are constantly under construction? Like there's always things that you want to change about yourself? Well, I want to just tell you a quick story. About 7 years ago, my husband and I bought our house. And it's a small house, maybe about 1,500 square feet between our two floors. And when we walked in there the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, this place needs some cosmetic work. The bones were good, but it was just like blue threw up everywhere. The countertops and the backsplash in the kitchen were blue. The whole bottom half of the wall was blue tile. The thing they were using as sort of a dining room or computer room, that was blue. And then you walked into the bathroom. Get ready for this, okay? It's a small bathroom. It has a blue tub, a blue sink, and a blue toilet. It had a blue upper half of the wall, and the lower half of the wall was this pinkish, purplish tile. And then there was a border up at the top of wildlife going to the bathroom. It was just awful, right? Just awful. But, the bones are good. And so really you're going to need some paint and some things to kind of fix things up. So the whole house was kind of like this. And I was like, you know what? We could make this work. It's an inexpensive house. It's going to end up being our retirement house. Within 10 years, all of our kids will be adults and most likely living out on their own. So why do we want to have a giant house that it's just going to be the two of us eventually? So we bought this house and we decided each year we'll do a little bit of a project. So the first things we did were, painting some of the main rooms and just getting things ready so they felt fresh and clean. Well, the bathroom was one of the worst places for me. I was just like, this is just so gross. I just can't. So we decided to paint the bottom tile white. And the top half, where it was blue, we kind of painted it tan. We changed out the toilet and the sink and put in white and put on a nice shower curtain. So when you walk into the bathroom, even though it's small, it seems very fresh and very clean. But there's a secret that most people won't know when they come to our house and use our bathroom. And that is, if you pull back our shower curtain, you see that there is still a blue tub with a white surround, and then up at the top of that surround, all the way up to the rest of the ceiling, is the purpley pink gross tile. Plastic tile. Like it's all plastic. It's really weird. So not only that, at one point we noticed downstairs in our basement there was some water dripping, and we figured out that our shower, or where that surround is, was leaking. So we took out all the caulking that was sealing up the surround and replaced it. Unfortunately, we replaced it with the wrong stuff. So we had this clear caulking that you put in there. And so over time, it's just become very yellow. So now when you pull back the curtain, you see this blue tub with this white surround sound with all this yellow, terrible, dirty looking caulking sealing it up, and then the purple tile all over the place, all the way up to the ceiling, and including the ceiling. Like the ceiling also has the purple tile or pink tile, whatever it is. It's icky. So anyway, the reason that I'm telling you this story is because sometimes in our lives, we feel like there's always renovation happening. And sometimes we feel like, okay, we've got some stuff put together and I look like a pretty good person, like everything is good. But oh my gosh, what if somebody pulls back the curtain on my life and they see that really I'm just a hideous shower area, that I'm just gross and flawed and can't wait to be renovated further, right? So, I mean, there's been plenty of times in my life that I have felt like the ugly shower area in our bathroom. And the reason that I'm thinking that I wanted to bring this up to you today is because I don't want you to focus on the part of you that is not renovated yet. Now, in our house, we've done lots of work. And so when you walk in, there's a nice feel. It feels calm. It feels pretty. It's kind of like light earth tones, very peaceful and welcoming. So there's so much that has been done. And yet, yes, there is still some stuff to do, especially the bathroom. But I'm not going to spend all of my days thinking about how I just need to renovate this portion of the bathroom. I'm going to be focusing on the rest of the house that feels calm and welcoming. And I'm going to get to getting to that, to renovating that part of the bathroom, or maybe the whole bathroom, in time. We haven't gotten around to it yet. Plus, it's our only bathroom, so once we renovate that, it's just going to be a real struggle. We're going to have to move out or something for a while. The second thing, though, is that I want you to remember that God sees the whole you. He has seen the whole you since before you even knew him. So even though there are maybe some parts that feel ugly still, God already sees that, and he loves you just as much with the ugly shower area as he does for all the parts that look really pretty and calm and nice and put together. So I wanted to encourage you with that today, because what I want you to do is to grab a piece of paper, or if you're a person who journals, grab your journal and write down all of the things in your life that you have accomplished, that you feel strong in, that you feel really good and confident in. Write your strengths down. Write your accomplishments so that you can actually look at them and reflect on all of the good things. Because our habit and our tendencies are to look at the things that still need work. You want to focus on the stuff that you still fall short in, and not give credit to the things that have already gone well in your life, or the things that God has already renovated in your life. I think last time I was talking about that, how there were things in my life that I used to do that I really just don't even have interest in anymore. That was like a renovation project that God did in my heart. And there were just things that I didn't want to do anymore. I just lost total interest. But there are some things that I can see where I was and where I am now, and I can see how he sort of renovated me. I love HGTV and all the renovation shows, which is why I'm saying this, just as a side note. But I can see all of the ways that he has renovated me so far. And I just want to give him glory for that, because I am not the same person that I used to be. And I'm so grateful. And I know I've said this before on different episodes that 5 years from now and 10 years from now, I'm going to look back at the person I am now and think, wow, I'm so glad I'm not the person that I was even 5-10 years ago, because we're constantly evolving and growing. And it's just amazing to be able to let God do that work in us. But it's also nice to just sit and reflect on the things that are already good in our lives. Yes, we all have work to be done in our lives. If you have a home, you know there are always projects to do. There's always stuff that breaks, or you're outside, trying to keep your landscaping up. I mean, there's just always things to do when you own a house, right? You're never going to be done and just be like, okay, good, I'm good. I can just sit around and do nothing now. If nothing else, you got to do dishes and laundry and all the daily stuff that is just boring. But when you can at least focus on the stuff that you have already done, looking at how far you've already come, and just giving God glory for that, and just feeling good about yourself that, yeah, I'm not a total complete work, but I am a work in progress. So Philippians 1:6 says that I am certain that God, who began a good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Jesus returns. God is always going to do that work in you. So I just never want you to feel like you're not worthy, or you're not valuable, or that there's just so much left to do. It doesn't matter. God's in the business of repairing people. He's in the business of making your heart whole. And as you get to know him more and cling to him more and identify with him more, you start realizing that you are made in God's image, and God just doesn't make mistakes. Okay? He just doesn't. And so he is going to mold you into the person that he wanted you to be, as far as you will let him do that in your life. So just to kind of, summarize, just picture this terrible bathroom. If you are following me on Facebook at all, I might post a picture of this, which, let me tell you, would be completely embarrassing. Like, probably one of the most embarrassing things. So people who don't listen to the podcast yet and see my Facebook page and see that it has this picture of this really ugly bathroom, they're going to be like, what are you doing? Why is this here? But I want to, encourage you to be vulnerable. I'm going to be vulnerable. I figure the more that you expose those things, even to yourself or to others, when you recognize that there are those things that still need work, and you're not trying to hide them behind a shower curtain, you just recognize that they're there and that they need work. It sets you free. It sets you free from thinking that you're less than, or that you don't measure up to somebody else. So I will take that step. You go over to Facebook and look at Coach Vicki Arsenault. Go look me up, and you're going to see that I am going to post that picture of my bathroom with a small explanation of why I'm posting this. Oh, it's going to be so awful. Like, this is what it's going to be really hard for me to do that, because it feels like an invasion of privacy. Like, oh, someone's going to see this ugly bathroom. But I'm willing to do that because I want you guys to see that it is okay to put the ugly out there sometimes, and that God is going to do it. Just like eventually we're going to get around to renovating our bathroom. Eventually God is going to be able to work those things out in you that you feel are not super pretty. So anyway, so keep your focus on the things that you're doing well, and just trust that God has begun a good work in you, and he's going to continue to do it until it's finally finished. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, I hope that you'll leave a comment below on whatever app you're listening to this on, and that you'll follow me over at Coach Vicki Arsenault on Facebook and Instagram, and you can see my ugly shower. All right, I'll see you next week. Have an amazing week. Bye.